Very
Hello,
important.
everybody. Hey, this is Rich. You're watching my YouTube channel where I play awesome tabletop RPGs with friends. This is the third session of Legend of the Elements. If this is your first time tuning in, you should probably go back, but if you're going to stay here, why not? This is Avatar the Last Airbender or the Legend of Korra style game. You've scrubbed off some of the serial numbers. This game recently came out of Kickstarter, successfully kickstarted. The game is in beta to the backers, of which I am one, a very happy one, and it's going through final edits and proofreading, so it should be out before too long, and I'll definitely announce when that thing is out, and people who see this who want to get the game, you can do so. But in the interim, we're giving it another shot here. We played two sessions before, one with 3 characters, and then one of those characters overlapped into last week's session, which was a prequel before the current events. See, it's like Star Wars, but less family incest stuff going on. And so then we had a prequel thing with one of the 3 through-line characters who's there again, and now all 4 of them together. So the prequel step-back part is gone. It's kind of, I just realized how much we did like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. You know, we do the thing, and then we go back, and we see a piece, and then we bring that character back in. Genius. We're genius. That's what I'm saying. All right, so we have 4 wonderful players and 4 amazingly cool characters who can, 3 of the 4 of them, can shape the elements at their will. It's a wuxia style, martial arts flavored style of fantastical game set in a whimsical, ancient Chinese, Asian type of setting that has mix mashes of animals. I keep meaning to sit down and come up with a crossbreed table where we roll 2 dice and we take this animal, we combine it with this animal, but without the table. These guys have come up with some great animals. Here, let me just read off some of the animals that have been introduced because I think they're amazing. I have them written on various cards. A pig squirrel, a turtle duck, and if I remember correctly, buffa cows. From Megumi. So let's get to know our characters.
Echidna turtle.
Echidna turtle, yes. Thank you, Alex. Tell us about this echidna turtle, and if you want your character as well.
Okay. I'm playing Ko, the air shaper, who's a bit flighty. I think Luna Lovegood. I had another character who was in my head as well. That's kind of mashed. I've forgotten the other character, but Luna Lovegood, if she had air shaping powers.
Ming the Merciless. I also get a little bit of Ming the Merciless from.
Yeah, it was Luna Lovegood and Ming the Merciless. And she also carries around a echidna turtle. Because she does.
Yes, and so I'm going to be coming back to you so that you can show off the art of both aforementioned characters, Echidna Turtle and Ko. But we'll jump on to Jan. Jan, how are you doing? Who are you playing?
I'm doing fine. Just working on custom overlay for the last bits. I am playing Goro. It's not quite. There's a few artifacts there. He is an Earth Shaper. Yes, Shaper. I said it correctly. He's a bit of a spoiled brat. Well, spoiled brat. He's a bit arrogant, and a bit privileged is probably a better way to say it. And well, yes. Now that we've found out what we have, he might be a bit annoyed with certain people.
Indeed. I like your overlay. I think you did great. All right, we'll just take that down. So this right here, if you can see it, my little counter, that is the number of times that we say Bender instead of Shaper. I'll be tracking it. We'll see how it goes. I'm not sure if the muting other channels is working. Jan, I'm hearing a little bit of myself. It went away just now, but I thought I heard it for a sec there. All right, next we'll move on to, I'm going to skip you, Yona, and go to Jules, because these are the 3 that were here for the first session. So Jules, please, how are you doing? And tell us about your character.
I'm doing fine. I am playing Megumi, the peasant. No fancy shaper powers here. I come from the same village as Ko, and Ko, with his awesome air shaper powers, once rescued my family farm. There was a fire, and the buffer cows, it was going to be a disaster, but Ko saved the day. And in order to repay the debt, I offered to become his servant for. I'm not quite sure what the terms or how long that was going to be, but it's been a while. And Ko needs a lot of looking after anyway. So we are here at the festival. I've also met Goro, who I don't like very much because he's very arrogant and hoity-toity, and he tries to order me around.
He does. Also, what was your prized contribution to the festival? Just to remind us all.
Oh! This is very important. I made the sticky rice buns for the festival fair, and they're really good and very sticky. They will stick to anything, mostly your teeth if you do it right, but anything really. Very useful.
Yes, so far they've been rather useful. We're going to skip back to Alex to take a look at the picture of Ko. We want to see her. So do you have her ready to show? Oh, we'll start with the Echidna Turtle. You're muted, by the way, Alex.
This is Feather, the Echidna Turtle. And if I click, either we're going to go to some Apocalypse World character or Ko. No, we're going to Airbender stuff. One for your counter. This is Ko.
That is Ko the Air Shaper. That is wonderful. I love that picture. She's so cool.
There we go.
Excellent. All right. So now we will introduce from last week's game, which was a bit of a prequel. Not a bit of. It was literally a prequel. We have the Water Shaper, played by Yona. Yona, how are you? And tell us a little bit about your character.
I'm fine, thank you. I'm playing Umiko, the Water Shaper. And she's mostly very calm and kind, but she might also get enthusiastic, and when she really does, she's going to be impatient. She learned a lot about Ko the last time. That was an interesting ride. So right now, I don't know how she's going to be interacting with the other characters, so that's what we need to do, the backstory for them. And last time she learned something very important about her sister. You should totally check out that video because that was amazing.
Thanks. Yes, I agree. That was a pretty wonderful ending. I love the tonal shift. We had wolf bats. That was actually, I was using a module. It's not a thing we came up with a quick start. Which the quick starts for this Legend of Elements are awesome. Talk about a game that does a great job of handing you some ready-made plots to kind of quick start you into the setup. So it's pretty awesome. And then we had an amazing ending where Umiko learned a good deal about her sister and paid or agreed to pay a price at the unspecified date. So we have some backstory to work out between Umiko and the others. So start off, Umiko. What backstory parts? This is part of the character creation process. What do you have? And let's see who it fits with.
I have two. So despite past failures, you are dedicated to your oath too. So I'm guessing my past failures, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe these are past failures before the going to Red Mountain, perhaps.
Maybe. That would make definitely sense. And the other one is someone is beloved by my people and so is respected by me too. I was kind of thinking that I do have a connection with Ko already since she had something with my character, so maybe I would pick the other two.
That sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you respect? Goro the Earth Shaper or Megumi the servant, the peasant?
I'm not sure if I have to confess I did not watch the video when you guys played, so I have no idea what happened there. But I kind of from this. What?
Oh, sick burn!
What did you say?
We watched you.
You did? Oh no! No, I feel horrible. Anyway,
don't worry about it.
Anyway, the brief introduction kind of led me to believe that Megumi seems like somebody people in general like a lot.
Yeah, but
Is
not
that-
really well known in all the lands.
So maybe my people would be somewhere near enough, and maybe she would have been helping them out somehow. It would be kind of, I don't know.
That's possible. I also have a backstory link open, by the way.
You do?
That has no. Yeah, I haven't
Let's close
used
it.
last time. It's what did you and each swear that has brought you so close together and earned your mutual respect.
Not
Maybe
it.
those. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Maybe we have like a secret oath concerning Ko and her future.
Well, I'm basically Ming the Merciless, as we discussed, so that has to be curtailed.
That reference means nothing to me.
Don't worry, I am not Ming the Merciless.
Okay.
That was just, yeah.
Mhm.
Space warlord tyrant.
So you think we should have joined something?
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. Then we need to know what we've sworn.
Maybe. That would probably help.
It's important because there's actually a mechanic within the game where giving an oath and fulfilling that oath gains you chi, which is similar to experience points in a lot of other games.
Mhm.
So that oath is a good thing. Let's tie it up. I think it'll be good and try to make it immediate if possible, so that we can attack it in this game. No pressure.
As for mechanics, my backstory, says that I usually don't let people down, and every character has respect for me. So, except for Megumi, but you automatically have respect for me. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many air shapers are there at the moment? Are air shapers really rare?
I don't think they're super rare. I mean, they're not like they've not been decimated or anything, but
Yeah. There's not just one.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not the shaper. I nearly got another for your count.
There's
So
as
if
many
I-
air shapers as any other element.
Yeah, I think so.
So since I anyway automatically respect Goro, I think it makes sense that despite past failures, I'm still dedicated to my oath. Right?
Ying, yes.
That I could hear that silence, you guys.
Yes.
We were wondering what your oath was going to be.
Well, I don't know.
Well, let's see. It could be your oath to defeat him in a tournament. It could be an oath to win his affection. It could be an oath to teach him something.
Your oath to resist his arrogant muscles.
Oath to
With arrogant muscles,
That's my oath.
for manners.
Teach him manners.
his arrogant muscles.
Well, everyone likes Goro. That's what it said in one of his relations. Everyone likes him except Megumi, because he's super
Well,
likable.
respect. That doesn't mean like.
That's true.
That's just respect. You can respect people you don't like.
Everyone liked him until he started playing the character, and they was like, "What?" Totally, just give it. I'm just joking. I like Goro.
Okay.
Actually, I like Goro a lot, but we're making jokes in that dog pile. I'm sorry.
Okay, so any ideas? Jan, do you have any ideas?
What kind of oath
About
you
the
made?
oath? Yes.
Tough one.
Jules, would it make sense while we're thinking about this that your character maybe I'm living like village next to that, and sometimes your character would be helping our elderly or something like that. So my people obviously love you for that because you're doing good things. Or
Yes,
something like that?
I can be loved by the surrounding village communities.
Megumi delivered fresh milk to your community, buffa cow milk.
Buffa cow milk.
And she occasionally, when she was there, she would help out
Yes.
with chores and the like.
I also give buffa cow wrangling lessons. Because I am buffa cow wrangling girl, 2 years running.
Oh my god, I'm writing that down. Buffa cow wrangling.
Okay,
I guess
so
Buffa
I
cow-
respect you.
Yes.
Oh, what did we decide what the oath to Goro is?
No.
Not yet. No.
Guess is worst.
I was thinking I was thinking for a moment maybe a marriage, like an arranged marriage, but maybe that's pushing it a bit too much.
Great minds and all that. If you look at the chat, they're setting him up with another water shaper.
That works.
Yeah. Okay.
To help him
Okay,
find
awesome.
his love.
And then, of course, I mean.
Oh, that's a nice one.
What? Sorry.
To help
it's a bit
him
more
find
open-ended.
his true love.
Yeah, because then it's a bit more open-ended than specific. Because
Yeah.
then it might be you, or it might be Megumi.
What hoity-toity muscly man? Never.
I like it now because it gives so much texture to, despite many past failures.
Oh, I
just
do get
keeps-
that.
Everything goes
Yeah.
so well, and then he talks to them.
I wrote all his letters for him.
Yeah,
Then he showed up and started talking. Just went awry. Okay, cool. So, despite many past failures, you are still dedicated to your oath to help Goro find his true love. That's wonderful. Ah, so good. Just send him up Red Mountain. Okay. And then, did we do the swap of Megumi's blood by my people? And then, let's
Yeah,
see,
we
what
have
did
enough.
you?
I have one, but I don't need to use it. I think we have enough stuff now.
Okay. Oh yeah, the what did you and blank?
Yeah, what did
each
we and
swear?
blank swear, but I already have an oath to protect and serve Co, so I could only double up on that. It's not very interesting.
That's a pretty cool little backstory. I'm happy with that. I'm glad we worked that out. Thank you. All right. Ooh, I see answers in my love letter. I have a love letter for our one character who was not involved in the festival the last time, or the time before the last, according to how you're paying attention. So we'll start off with that. So we're going to begin resuming in the festival. So for those who have not watched previous sessions, whoever that might be, no guilt. There is a festival. Every fourth year, on the fourth week of the fourth moon, the communities of the world gather together at the dais of the first, the dais of the first. And while the gathering was originally a spiritual ritual, it's become a celebration and a meeting of cultures, because generally the different shapers have their own communities that they dwell in. And this is the grandest festival in all the land now, the Festival of the Four. There are lots of decisions that are made at the festival, because this is kind of a good time for signing treaties and working out arrangements, and sometimes even marriages. And there is also a tournament of champions to honor the elements. This year, there has been a good deal of unrest at the festival because the Earth Shaper leaders have not arrived, and all the groups are suspicious of everyone else. Now, Umiko, earlier today, there was a small delegate. So there's one of the four kind of shaper communities will be responsible for organizing the Festival of the Four each time that it occurs, and this year it was held primarily by Rich is checking notes and making sure he does not misspeak the air shapers, and Saul, the air shaper guru. No, I have misspoke. Dang it! Okay, wait a second. Have I misspoken? It was Saul who. So Saul and the air shaper.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, jeez. Get
I
all
think so.
nervous. Yes, Saul the Airshaper Guru, who he ate an apple while talking to people, if I remember correctly. He had the awesome kind of Fu Manchu style with the wind whipping. So he's got the white hair, and the hair is kind of pulled back into the Shaw Brothers style. So anyway, yes, it's all coming back to me. 2 weeks, it feels like forever. So Saul, the Airshaper Guru, the leader of that people, he had sent out Ko, along with Megumi, who you know well, Umiko. And as well, there was a firebender by the name of Sigin, S-I-G-I-N, and an earthbender. Oh, we'll just work on that. I think I just said earthbender and firebender. That's 2 more. There we go. An earth shaper and a fire shaper. The earth shaper, who you know, Goro, and the fire shaper named Sigin. So all of them had gone off on a quest to try to find the earth shaper leaders. And if you find it a little curious that the Earthshaper leaders weren't there, but Goro was, evidently it just tells you a little bit about where he is in the pecking order. They sent him ahead. Right. But they sent him back. So they have gone off earlier this day to try to find the Earthshaper leaders. And then, as that's all ongoing, this is a large festival. The sticky buns are on the tips of everyone's tongues, literally. And there's a kite flying contest that was shut down because there was a peasant who got caught up in one of the kites, and she flew down several hills and had to be saved. There's a buffa cow wrangling contest that's coming up soon.
Woo!
And hopefully they will have some excellent contestants there. But this is the first time that you've been to the festival, Umiko. You've heard, of course, stories from others who've been. What are you most excited to see or do here?
First of all, I'm excited to actually finally get to one of these, because after everything I've heard, it has to be an amazing experience. So that, and also I'm kind of looking forward to seeing Ko and Goro in the tournament, and maybe see some other water shapers.
Ooh, some other water shapers would be interesting. Cool. All right, and then why couldn't you be here during previous festivals? Why? How did that not work out?
Well, my sister, sometimes she was really absent-minded, and she somehow managed to get us on a very important quests every time we were supposed to be here. Every time.
Oh, that's adorable. Well, it's every 4 years, so that's what, like, 2 or 3 times. Not so bad, right?
No.
Okay. Cool. And this, is this the first festival that's been held since your sister passed away?
Yes.
Cool. All right. For those who want to know about Umiko and her sister, you should watch last week's episode, which I think everybody here has, except for those who participated in it. They watched it while they were doing it.
I guess we're good like that.
All right, so we'll pick up with the festival, and the thing you were most excited about, Umiko, was seeing the people who were not here. You find out that they've been sent off, tried to find the Earth Shapers. There is a dragon parade going on right now, as several of the Fire Shapers are actually lighting the nostrils of this huge dragon, and then many of the people from the Fire Shaping Nation have set up on poles as they're winding this gigantic dragon through all of the different tents and throughout the festival. And then, of course, there are a lot of people arrayed in colors as the different communities representing themselves. And there are some demonstrations of different shaping techniques. Where do you try to mix among, or do you kind of hang near the water shaper community? Umiko, what's your general plan once you find out that the people you want to see aren't here yet?
I'm probably just gonna walk around and maybe try the sticky pastries if I'm feeling very adventurous.
Oh wow! Well, they have been made in abundance, and there are different people who are giving them out on carts. So you don't even have to buy them. They were paid for already. They are a treat from, I can't remember the name of, Tenzin Falls. Yes, Tenzin Falls and the community around there. They made all of the sticky buns that you see. And then there's a large lantern light set up that kind of is the indicator where you can go and get more. And you take the first sticky bun. It's a big, light, fluffy pastry that has this like gooey substance all around it, and it's just the sweet. It's so sweet that it's almost painful to taste. But yeah, then you realize that once you have a hold of it, it has a hold of you. The sticky bun, if it touches like your lip, you try to wipe there, and then it's on your fingers, and you try to lick that off, but it's still there. There are kids who are walking around. They've got like, oh shoot, Rich needs. They've got turtle duck feathers stuck to their hands from the sticky buns where they couldn't get all the sticky off, and then they petted the turtle ducks. And there are women who unfortunately have like sticky bun kind of like mustaches. It's a crazy mess to the point where it's so frequent that people have given up on worrying about it, except for a lot of the fire shapers. They just burn it off. So they have these like crusty, a little bit of hair missing on their knuckles kind of thing from burning off the sticky bun stickiness. But it's pretty legendary, all the stickiness. So yes, you can get a sticky bun. How does it? Are you able to eat it clean? Like, do you use any water shaping powers to keep yourself clean, or are you just how does that go?
I am trying to get the water flowing between me and the bun so that I can still, hold it in my hand, but it's not going to be hopefully sticking to me so easily.
Cool. Just so we can kick off a little bit of the rules from the game, let's try that out. Let's see. How would water shaping work for you? Now, I know I'm pushing it a little bit to actually call for a roll for somebody and not be stuck with sticky buns, but this is legendary sticky buns. So let's see how that goes. So let's jump down. I know you'll be using water shaping, correct?
Yes.
Does that make sense? All right.
That's a 9, I think.
Yeah, with a small supply of water, you can carry up to 3 water. Yeah, you can. You spend 1 water and roll plus fluid, and you went ahead and rolled. So you got a 7 as the base, and what's your fluid rating?
2. So that's a 9.
Oh, so close, so close. Now, you start with 1 chi. If you wish, you could spend that chi to bump it from a 9 to a 10. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it because you're okay, and it's just sticky buns. Just letting you know about that.
I'm not using it now. So I have 1 chi.
Yes, you have 1 chi. Well, unless I'm giving you less. I was just making sure you didn't start off at 0. I couldn't remember.
I think I might.
I see a 0 on the character sheet.
Wait. I think I saw. No, that's a fortune, and you have a maximum of 0 fortune.
An anonymous elephant has highlighted your chi in the spreadsheet there. We also have a chipmunk, and we have a duck, and co. Cool. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and grant you the 1 chi. X amount of time has passed since we had the Red Mountain thing. So you'll let that stand. So you have three possible things. You can choose one option. You can impose a tag on a foe. You can impose a tag on your sticky roll. You can impose an environment tag, which is just kind of describe the environment tag of what you're trying to accomplish here. Or you can just get your spent water back.
I think I'm going to get the water back because I might need it for something more important later.
Okay, so you're pretty sticky then.
Oh, I tried.
You did try. It's not as bad as a lot of like you don't have turtle duck feathers all over you, but
yet.
Yes, exactly. The unspoken yet. Cool. So you have this famous sticky bun, and despite the stickiness, it is incredibly tasty. There are a few of them where they're just mixed bits of nuts. There's a nice honey flavor to it, and it's very light pastry. So it's the kind of thing where you could eat a lot of them if you so chose. You would probably regret it later, but you could definitely enjoy it during the act of eating a lot of them. So are there any tournaments or any activities that Umiko would be interested in trying to enjoy during the festival?
Well, there has to be something for water shapers, so I'm trying to look for something like that. If there is something where you can try your skills against other water shapers.
Well, yes, there is. I think it would be cool if they had like a small, not a tank, but almost like a big square dojo that like a floor set up, big square area, and there's about this much water. You can go stand in the water, and then you can show off forms, and you have kind of an unlimited supply of water. So whatever your strength and your imagination is, you can create some amazing sculptures or just show different forms of water. And yeah, I think there are quite a few water shapers who are there showing off their capabilities. If Umiko wanted to step in and try to...
I definitely want to go try. If
Cool.
the dice will allow me more.
Awesome. So let's say that as you are stepping up in line, there are a few other water shapers who are there. And there's one named Huaren, who I will throw the name, and I'm sure anyone who plays a lot of video games might know that. Sounds a little bit like Huaren, Huarn. Huarong, for those who know, was a Tenchu fighter, I think. Anyway, but Huaren, he is someone that you have seen before, Umiko. He is a very skilled water shaper, but also pretty impressed with himself. Kind of reminds you of Goro a little bit, but he's not nearly as buff. Goro's got big muscles, and this guy is very willowy. Yeah, he looks a lot wimpier than Goro. I'm sorry, I'm just watching Jan. That's the best. But he has the kind of almost like a snake style. He bends his hands in these weird angles, and you can see that the water flows, and you can see there he's got 3 different layers of water that all ripple into each other, and there are points where the sun hits it, and they look completely translucent, and other points where it's thicker, like they are extensions of his body. And there are some of the water shaper children, and there's one little fire shaper kid, like a peasant. You could tell because he's wearing the little red gi of a. He's not really a good shaper, so he's kind of trying to show off his stuff. And there's a couple puffs of smoke that come up, but the kids are all pushing him down, like no, you gotta watch. Huaren is the best. He's the best. And then Huaren will see that you've stepped up, Umiko, and so he'll step, and he kind of draws his hand along, and there's like a part where the water parts so that you can kind of step down into the water, and he says, "Come, Umiko, do you wish to participate?"
Yes, I would very much like to try. That was very beautiful, by the way. You have to teach me that one day.
Perhaps someday I will. Let us see. What have you learned since last we saw each other? He steps back and he bows, and he'll step back and out of the dojo. And one of the things that you notice, and this of course is a thing you can pull off yourself too from time to time, is when he steps out, there's not a drop of water. Like his foot is not at all wet. And he steps, and his feet are dry when he steps back onto the clay around this little square. So how is it that Umiko, when she shows her forms, like what is her water shaping style? Is it forceful? Is it something that's very delicate and beautiful? How do you see her?
More delicate and beautiful. More like working with the water instead of forcing the water.
Oh, I like that. Very cool. Awesome. Well, cool. Let's see how your water shaping ability works out here. I think that if you're able to get a 10, then I think that we can easily call that as you've mastered it and definitely impressed everyone. And if you get a 7 to 9, then you can choose some options. And if you're creative, then you can still be somewhat impressive. I'm a failure, and you will.
Okay, come on, give me a 10, because I have a nice idea. That's 7. Come on, that's a 9.
It's a 9. Now you do have a G if you wanted to bump it up and truly impress Florian and all of the children and other people who are here.
That would be kind of stupid. But, I'm going to spend it anyway because I have a cool idea. I want to do it. So I'm using my only G.
Hooray! Don't worry, you'll fail soon.
Awesome, thank you. So, I start forming the water into something bigger and bigger. And when it's starting to take shape, it looks something like between a dragon or a phoenix bird. And because I have my sister's fire in me, part of that water actually forms orangey, fiery things on the edge of the water, and then I release it to go. And it's flying around the people, and then like very neatly, graciously going back to where the water came from.
Oh wow! Yes, like it's a whole round of applause, and Huaren he doesn't do the evil guy slow clapping. Like he's enthusiastically clapping. That's amazing. Nobody does Phoenix with water. Like who does that? That's crazy. And some of the kids like run, they'll splashing waters. They run in to hug your leg. Like oh wow, that was the best. That was amazing. And there were a bunch of shouts and who's this? It's Umiko, and a few of the kids are calling your name. Some of the peasants like, oh, I'm from Umiko's village.
I'm gonna whisper to one of the kids who come to hug me. It's like, how do you get the stickiness off?
you have to use buffa cow hair. He says as he's got like hair all along his palm. It does not work. He has no clue.
Yeah, just one. Thank you.
Cool. So it's we kind of pull away from that moment of the cool tournament and Umiko showing off her water shaping skills. We go back to Brooktown, and we kind of have the establishing shot of Brooktown. Remember, they had the large brick walls where they had gone, and nearby Brooktown, that's where they were able to find where the Earthshapers had been trying to stop this lava eruption. And you see there's this like the screen kind of shakes for a little bit, and there's a bit of an earthquake sound effects, and then boom, up from out of the ground comes the delegation of all of the Earthshaper leaders. And Goro, how is it that are you trying to keep up with them and also doing a rising tide of mud and earth to carry you up out of the long tunnel?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Cool.
Have to make an entrance, of course.
All right. Well, I mean, if you want to be like super impressive, we can bring it to a roll. Otherwise, you can kind of follow along the tide. It's totally your call.
Oh, I'm totally one. Oh, come on, rolling is an option. Then let's roll.
Yes. All right. Let's do some earth shaping. So for earth shaping, as Rich jumps down to the Earth Shaper, when
that's a 7. Yes.
Oh, solid. Whoa, that was close. Squeak.
Yes.
Okay, on a 7 or greater, add an appropriate environment tag.
I would say elevated, like rising a bit. Like we're not just arriving at ground level. No, just a bit above, so that we stand out a bit.
Very cool. Awesome, I love it. And who is anyone on your little plateau that you're creating with you?
I think normally probably just the Earth Shapers, the like the leaders of the leaders of the Earth delegation.
Oh, I see. So you've left Ko and Megumi behind? That's what you're saying? You're bringing up the Earth Shapers? Like, you're just worried about them? Not worrying about... Ko's probably got lost or something, yeah.
And the Fire Shaper?
Yeah, it's Sigyn, the Fire Shaper. Yeah, you leaving him behind too?
No, I'm not leaving them behind, but they're not getting elevated.
Oh, okay, awesome.
You should at least mute when you're not talking.
Harsh.
Because then...
Sorry, we're trying to restore the ability for Jan and Jules to be able to sit in the same room rather than one of the two of them being ostracized or exiled off into another room. And we thought that the Hangout toolbox, we're in the classic version, would allow muting again. It didn't work for a while, but it seems like we're still getting a little bit of bleed. So apologize for the...
It's better, but of course if we're both have our microphones open, then it's still going to pick up.
It's because Jan speaks from the diaphragm, and he just he fills the room.
Unless it's dramatic whispering.
And I'm like, what? Turn up the volume, what? Okay, cool. So we have the
Jules enjoyed that.
Earthshaper leaders and the impressive Goro rising them up on this huge plateau as they come up out of the tunnel. Of course, there's dust that comes out, kind of announcing their arrival, like a Wu-Ping fight scene where there's just crazy amounts of dust. How can there be so much dust on people's hands? Oh, it's to make the punches look awesome. And then Ko and Megumi and Sigyn come up after them. How is it that you arrive, Ko? Are you flying up or walking?
I kind of just come out of the tunnel and kind of just come around the plinth thing that's formed and just like picking my nose.
Yep. I'm sort of there too, like sort of chewing and go like, wow, these people tend to show both.
Yeah. We're super not impressed.
Yeah.
Well, Sigyn is with the two of you. If you guys remember, he was the fire shaper who came along with the delegates, and he's been walking mostly near you, Megumi, on the way up the long tunnel, and he says, what do you think the Earth Shapers are going to do when they get back? You don't think they're going to start a fight with Saul and the Air Shapers, do you?
I don't know. I think they're going to make a ruckus. Weren't you also planning on making a ruckus?
Well, I am disappointed, but I don't know if... I'm upset with Tatcha and what he's done here. Very upset. But I worry that if the Earth Shapers bring this, then the Fire Nation may wish to defend their own ranks. Do you understand?
Yeah, then would be war. I know. That's bad. Really bad. Especially for peasants. Not good.
Yes, war is always roughest on the peasants, isn't it?
Yeah. So, but, maybe you can talk to them and fix it.
I'll try.
Punch him.
No, not with the punching.
With your words?
Word punching?
That's the thing.
That's a good suggestion, young Master Ko.
Punch? I'm not sure how to punch words, young lady.
No, I think it's a bit of the poetic description. You should just talk to them and tell them, it's not all of the Fire Nation people's fault.
Do you think the Earth Shapers would listen to me?
Yeah, I think so. If you would speak, if you would speak honorably, and just say what you think, I think they would. They're very patient with people talking to them at length about things.
They've made no attempt to talk to me to this point. They've ignored me, and Goro. Even now, I thought that we were friends, but...
Yeah, they get huffy, don't they? Maybe I have to get their attention.
Could you do that for me, Megumi?
Ko now decides that she will help. And will launch herself up onto the plinth to get their attention.
Cool. I'm kind of... I mean, tell me if this seems wrong in your mind, Jan, but I'm kind of imagining that they're kind of wanting to really... These guys are a little upset. They have been duped, that the entire festival is put in danger to hurt them. So I imagine it's kind of like Iceman, like they've got this rolling bit of dirt that they're helping you, and like all the Earth Shapers are just creating this moving plateau, this moving across the ground, just skimming across and leaving this like dirt trail. That seem cool?
I can see that, yes.
Sweet, yeah. So, of course, you can catch up to them. I'm not saying they outstrip you. So, what do you want to do when you decide to help there, Ko?
I want to land right in front of them, possibly where the road thing hasn't formed yet, so it's like bearing down on me.
Sure, that's no problem. You can easily get ahead of them, especially if you were to ride like a Echidna turtle, you'd probably be a lot faster, right? Is that no, they're not fast.
The Echidna turtle is pretty slow, but I have some tricks to kind of rocket it forward like a Mario Kart Red Show.
Nice. I'll have to keep that in mind. I don't know. Does it feel like that's a role to get ahead of them without being in any danger from the sheer amount of earth that they are moving? that feel fair?
Totally.
Awesome. Well, let's do that then. Let's see you airshape your way. Are you airshaping? I don't think redirection really fits here, so.
I might be moving with the intention.
You know what? A basic move? I think that's amazing. Who does that?
Seemingly me. What's my fluid? 1. I'm making it harder on myself. Excellent.
Or move. Move
So
with
+1.
intention. So when you move deliberately to gain a position of strength, roll plus fluid. What'd you get?
10.
So, nice.
Well,
Just say you guys aren't getting any chi. I'm just telling you. Like I've got 1 chi spent. That's it.
so I can add 2. I'm safe from imminent attack.
Nice.
And I guess +1 to my next roll.
So it looks impressive. That's cool. Though, yeah, Goro, you're at the front of the moving earth, and you see that your friend Ko, or your ally, or whatever, Ko, she comes whipping around. How is it? Is she on like an air ball kind of thing? Like TM?
Now I said it already. I think she has to come in riding the feather, the echidna turtle.
Yes.
So she's basically both the echidna turtle and her are just spinning very fast, and then come to a
Who
halt.
does that with echidna turtles? Only Ko. Okay, it's cool. It's like a red blur and then the brown blur of Ko. That would be very cool on animated.
With spinning hair. Yeah.
And you come to a stop, and they stop because you chose the option to be safe. So there you go. And you've got like 20-some very powerful Earth Shapers who are all glaring down from like 15 feet above you, and there's this shadow that's kind of cast, and you're just barely out of the shadow in the light.
Yeah. I brush a bit of dirt that's kind of fallen off onto my hair and just brush it out. And like, hey, Goro.
Hi.
Sigyn
What is
wants
it
to talk to you.
Oh, good, she remembered.
I think, like, Goro looks over his shoulder, and instead of waiting for him to catch up, he's probably just going to lift him up on a earth pedestal.
Nice. Very cool. Yeah, so if you bring Sigyn up to the little group of Earthshapers, they're all, I imagine, men and women alike, they're all very broad-shouldered. Not all of them are super huge muscled like Goro, because Goro's special. A lot of them, though, are like big, broad. Yeah, they work metal. They dig in the earth, so they're very kind of dwarven to steal from other, except not short. And there's
Pillar bring me up too, since I was standing very close next to.
Oh yes, I mean, you'll be brought up as well.
Ah!
Nice.
I'm clinging on to it.
Nice. He's okay with that. Cool. So yeah, the two of you come up on this moving earth thing that slides up the bit of earthen steps that go to the top of the flat plateau here. And Sigyn looks around and he seems just a little unsure. I am Goro. May I speak with you?
Do you wish it to be privately? I think that anything you wish to say to me can be said in front of the council.
Yes, I agree. What Tasha has done to endanger all of you is dishonorable. But please understand that I worry if you come to him now, in public, in the festival, and accuse him, that many of the other fire shapers will defend him as a matter of course, because he's one of us. That it will be very difficult to avoid conflict. And then, let's see, Sheng, if I remember correctly, Sheng is an Earth Shaper that you had spoken with before. Sheng says, perhaps we want open conflict. Perhaps we have already had conflict and we barely survived, trying to save all of the people at the festival. Perhaps conflict is the only way to solve this.
I'm not sure. I think Sigyn has a point. I think there isn't much to be gained from open conflict, because any open conflict that we start here will only end in war. And if I'm not mistaken, war is not something that we want.
Sheng says, then what would you have us do, Goro? Take this slight and turn the other cheek? That is not how we work.
Of course not. He should definitely pay for what he's done. She?
Yeah, you see. Tasha, he had the hair, he had the flamey hair.
Yes.
Awesome. I think you are speaking honorably to the Earth Shapers, right? Let's see how that goes. Roll plus natural.
Yay, natural.
Sorry, Phil, I'm drinking. I should have muted.
That's an 8.
That's an 8. Oh, that's right, because you're a -1.
Yes. Let's see. Oh, wait. The basic moves.
Yes, the first one. So on a 7, 8, or 9, you get what you want. There are immediate and troublesome strings attached. Or you can bump it up to a 10. On a 10 or greater, you get what you want and can tag the NPC as long as you promise them something they'll get in return. Remember, promising UT. Sorry?
Could I help?
Help. Oh.
And add a +2. Oh, sorry. No.
No, I'm not going to spend chi.
Okay, help is not
You
wanted.
can definitely help.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, so I think you've set yourself up very well to help here, too, so it makes a lot of sense.
Okay, there's like a thud as Feather kind of drops down onto the platform, and then lightly Ko lands on Feather's back. And hi guys. What are we talking about?
Were you not listening, Ko?
And I think just her small innocenceness would help sway them against war. Just like one of the innocents that would be dragged up in battle.
I'm sure there's one or two Earth Shapers like, that's not so bad. But most of them, yes, you're right, that innocence would have an impact. Let's see.
I got a +1 from the carried over from that last move, so I get a +1 on this instead of just baseline.
Oh yeah. So when you help another player's character move, roll +0 and you get your +1. If they respect you, does Goro respect Ko?
I don't think mechanically.
I don't think I've respected anyone yet mechanically. Like that.
But I got a 10.
Typical.
Nice. A 10 or greater, you have +2 to the character's move, so that's an 11.
Yeah. There you go.
Awesome.
Oh man,
I'm so innocent.
cool. Yep. Oh, sorry.
You get what you want and can tag the NPC as long as you promise them something they'll get in return. I think. I mean, what I'll promise is just I'll say that we will definitely see. What's his name?
Tacha.
Tacha. Come to justice, but just through different means than a full frontal conflict.
Cool. I think let's make this a little. So you've been talking to like the Council of the Earth Shaper leaders, but I think that I'd like to have more of a name to
Yeah, Chen
represent
makes
them.
sense.
To what?
Chen makes sense, right?
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So you're generally speaking to Shang. Shang will say, "Very well, Goro. We agree." Looks to the rest of the council members. They all kind of nod. So now, Goro, do you continue with the? We're gonna make a big earthy mess on our way.
We still need to make a big entrance. We're
All right.
late.
Awesome. That is awesome. So cool.
But, okay, everyone else, come on, join us. We want to make a speedy entry to the festival.
On the moving rock thingy?
Yes, on the moving rock thingy.
Okay.
Don't worry, you don't have to worry. It's completely safe.
Sigan says, "You can hold on to me, Megumi."
I'm okay now.
beat me to
I was just startled before.
Oh, okay. Kind of has that moment of like dejected look away. Only the camera catches, and then the Earth starts moving, the huge plateau. Cool. So we'll kind of jump back. We smash cut back to Umiko, and she is in the festival. What is it that Umiko's up to when the earthquake? When people start like, oh, what's that? From the huge sounds of the earthquake. What is the camera catches? What is Umiko in the process of doing at that moment at the festival?
I am thinking I'm behind some booth trying to get the sticky thing off. And everywhere, and suddenly it's like, what's going on?
So yeah, Umiko, you're like water shaping everything you can, trying to wash. There's like this spray that's coming off your hand, and everything starts shaking, and there's a bunch of people, and there's a few people scream, and some people moving away, and then over a hill, like the kite hill, you see this earth and dust start coming over, and then it comes over on top of the hill, and there's just this huge muddy clay mess, and there are 24 earth shapers and others who are on top of it, and yes, Flight of the Valkyries is kind of playing in the background. We got some John Williams score, all of the cacophony noises. Just this. It's like a tide. It's almost like a mudslide in a way, except it's more directed. And it comes over the kite hill, and there are a few kites that kind of fly off, and birds are flying away, of course, because it's like super loud. Bam! All of the Earth Shapers have arrived, and there's this like moment, and the dust is, and dust kind of settles down, almost like a little rain, and there's a pause among all of the festival. And then there's even a bit of a wind there, and you can see some of the red balloon or the red lanterns from where the fire shapers have set up. And then all of the peasants from the Earth nation lands from all the Rich could like say words instead of stammering him all over himself. All the peasants from the areas where the Earth Shapers are, they let out a great roar of excitement, and then many other people join the roar as the Festival of the Four can begin in earnest. And Goro and the Council and Ko and Megumi and Sigan, you can all come down, and you can see that a couple of the Earth Shapers, they form these nice stairs, it's like these cool kind of marble stairs just come up out of the earth, and you make your way down into the festival. How is the entrance for Ko? How is she approaching this? Oh, you're muted.
I think she kind of is just like there, standing on top of the pile, kind of maybe like almost awkwardly long time after everyone else comes down, just kind of like staring off into the distance.
Nice. She likes being up high.
Just like hasn't noticed that they've arrived.
Cool. So Goro, Megumi, guys can head down into the festival if you so wish, or if there's something else you want to do.
I think I will indeed just join the festival, but like I will go talk to Megumi and say thank you for your presence in retrieving the Earthbenders.
My presence?
Yes.
You mean that I was there?
Yes.
Okay. It was nice that you were there too, because you could speak to the lava, and that was useful.
The spirits will talk to anyone who will listen. Perhaps one day you'll hear their voice too.
Okay. I look forward to that. Are you going to confront Tasha now?
I think that the direct confrontation is perhaps not in place.
Well, then what will you do?
I think we need to devise a plan to make sure that Tasha gets what she deserves. He deserves.
What? But he's here now, and he'll see that the Earth Shapers are back.
Yes.
So.
But he will be powerless to make any moves on a large scale. We know that he was behind the previous attempt. And he is only one person. It's much easier to move against a single person than against an entire nation.
That could all be true. I hope.
But
Well, we don't know why he did that thing in the first place. I mean, people would have found out eventually, right? Maybe. So maybe he has another plan.
I think the idea was that had the plan succeeded, that no one would have found out.
Well, I hope you're right.
But if there's more reason behind it, then we will have to try and find out, I think.
How will you find out?
Listen carefully. Put an ear to the earth, so to speak.
Oh, interesting. Is this a thing you actually want to try to?
And I might.
See here, you have.
Yeah, no, vibrations. That's more interesting. Like when we actually talk to him, because then I can see if he's telling the truth.
Right, cool. Okay, I wasn't sure if you were leaning for it to happen right now.
I was thinking like, well, maybe there's a move in there that will help, and then like, it's telling the truth, body language, or what is unseen.
Nice. Cool. All right. So we've been playing for just over a little bit over an hour. So we'll take a break here for about 5 minutes, and we'll pick back up as everybody's kind of mixed into the festival. Unless did anybody have any quick bits with the arrival of the Earth Shapers that they want to do, or are we good for a little break here? I'd like to have a reunion with Umiko and at least one or two player characters is what we'll pick up with when we get back from BioBreak.
That's good.
Cool. All right, everybody take 5. Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Well, I like your custom overlay. I like that bigger picture of Goro, the one that's in the character sheet. He, for some reason, looks kind of like he's on an Archie comic, but that looks awesome. I like that one version. You guys realize there is going to be a Riverdale or Archie TV show that they are casting right now?
Not really familiar with Archie.
It's a comic that's been around for decades and decades.
In the United States.
In America, yes. It's one of the
I know
few
all
comics.
names like Jughead and
Betty
something.
and Veronica and Archie. It's one of the few comics that stayed in routine, like routinely at the grocery stores here. You can still find Archie comics, whereas pretty much every other comics you can't easily find. So. All right, so let's pick up with Umiko meeting up with who meets up with Umiko first?
Well, I am a high vantage point staring off into space, so I might stand out.
Yeah, it's Umiko. You definitely pick out Ko, who you'd hope to see, and not far away is Megumi.
So I'm walking to them, I guess. And I might have some feathers, stuck on my clothing. I've been walking there and trying to get rid of the whole sticky bun thing.
We go! Over here!
I'm waving. Hi, Megumi.
You finally made it to the festival.
I should say the same to you. I've been here for a while. You guys made quite an entrance.
Oh, we were here before, but then we left on a quest. But now we're back.
I can see that.
The Earth Shapers are a bit showy. It's what they do. They show and talk a lot. Yes, but we're here now.
I'm very happy that you're here.
It's good to see you too. We have some problems to solve though. So
we do.
Yeah. Wait. So, the Earth Shapers were delayed because there was a lava spirit that was threatening to erupt all over the surrounding villages, and it was made angry by Tatcha, who is the Fire Shaper, the head of the Fire Shaper delegation here. So now the Earth Shapers are really mad, and they want revenge, or maybe some sort of justice. Well, Tatcha's here, so now we don't know what's going to happen. And
but is the lava spirit okay now?
Yeah, it's okay now, because Ko and Agoro and Sijin talked to it.
Okay. Wow. Well, that's certainly a very good reason to be late.
Yeah, I thought so. But now we're hoping that no big fight breaks out, or that no one starts a war or anything.
So...
How do you like the sticky buns?
How do you know? Oh, okay. I actually really enjoy them. How do I get the stickiness off?
Why would you want to get the stickiness off?
Never mind. Is there a plan how to approach this delicate matter?
Well, Goro had a lot of words. I think he was like, I'm going to solve everything myself, because that's big Earth Shaper. No, not really. He felt that we were in no imminent danger, and that they had time to sort of figure out how to confront Tatcha.
Okay. That sounds like
I thought that... Oh, hey, Ko!
You hear... I don't actually stop. You hear the yell of Sol, and then I start skipping off over the tents. Because I have to tell Sol that I found this. Shapers.
So I see Ko is as lively as ever.
Yes. Livelier, maybe, even.
Wow, I did not know that's possible.
Yeah. It's she's growing up to be even more Ko.
Well, she's kind of adorable, though.
Yes, frequently.
Okay, so how is Coral taking all this? He's okay?
Well, I think so. I can't really tell the Earth types. He's
Yeah.
sort of like even more tense than he normally is. Like, you know.
Is it possible?
Apparently, I didn't know that either. But I was thinking that I could maybe go check out the Fire Nation, part of the settlement, because I'm a servant anyway, and all servants look alike, right?
Maybe.
And then I could see if we're in imminent danger. Of course, if we are in imminent danger, then I would be there in it. But that's fine.
How did Goro like this plan?
Well, I sort of thought of it while Goro was talking, and then after he was done talking, he sort of left.
Oh, so he doesn't know.
No.
Well, if you're gonna do this, we have to figure out how to get you out of there in case something happens.
How about I yell, "Eek!" real loudly, and then Ko comes to rescue me?
That's Ko. No, that's what expected of her.
Well, he knows my panic shriek very well. Sorry.
Okay. I guess that's at least a plan.
Turns out plans pretty easy to make.
Yes.
I don't know why Goro made such a big deal out of them, because plan.
Yeah, I guess so. I think I'm gonna go find Goro. Don't execute the plan just yet.
Why not?
I don't know. At least find Ko and let her know.
Okay.
So she knows. In case she finds something interesting and she doesn't hear you, or there's lots going on in here. She might find something interesting, and you know how she gets distracted with things.
Yes, that will also happen if I do tell her the plan, though. So.
True.
Can't hurt. You find Goro.
Okay, I will go.
Not hard to find.
Wow. I've tried to figure out if that's any chakras from Megumi.
Chakras? Oh, yeah.
So one of the things that you can do in this game to regain chi or to gain chi is acting within your chakras. And I was looking through that as we took our little break here to see if there was anything that had happened. I like the idea that Goro was able to fulfill a chakra during the conversation, being dedicated to the Earth Shapers, stubborn to make sure that they still look awesome. So I like that.
I agree.
I think Umiko was definitely kind to the children who were worshipping her amazing water shaping ability. So I'll give you a chi for that as well, Umiko. Yeah, I'm looking over Megumi's stuff. I think she's definitely been
ignorant but sly, because it would have been perfect. But
I know, but I think faithful is definitely been a part that's motivating her actions. So that makes sense to me. And the quick to react for Ko to come in and help save Goro during his negotiations with the Council of Earth Shapers makes a lot of sense to me. So ends up I've got reasons for everyone to get one chi at this point. What is it, Alex? You're talking about some kind of camera angle? I got to hear that on screen. That sounds really neat.
I just imagine that scene when they were just chatting. The camera stays on that kind of background, and they all run off to whatever they're going to do, and then possibly just 3 beats, and then slowly Feather the Echidna Turtle kind of starts waddling across the screen very slowly, just a little bit too long following.
So when Feather is not the saddle for Ko and her air shaping powers, Not quite nearly as fast, is what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah. Just kind of waddling slowly in the direction that Ko went.
I like that. That's a cool image. Goro, where are you? Are you headed? I imagine that the delegation of Earth Shapers, that you're all headed to speak to Saul, and
Yes, of course. We need to represent the Earth Nation in this festival, and we need to be a part of it.
is this a thing that Goro is actively taking part in, or is he, again, because he's the herald, is he sent off to do other things?
I'm probably being sent off to do other things.
Cool. So you arrive with a delegate. We have a couple.
Basically.
Yeah, we have moments. You arrive with a delegation, and then the smaller group goes in. And for those who weren't here, didn't watch 2 sessions ago, that Saul, the air shaper, and the other members of the air shaper, they sat on these like little samurai shogun style little half chairs, these little canvas chairs, and there were huge banners that were set up behind Saul. The wind is always whipping, and he's got his long white, he's got the long white chin piece in the mustache, and it kind of flies in the air. He always seems to be eating apples and looking kind of a little badass, but not overly concerned with things. But this, he throws down his apple when the Earth Shapers report their thing, and then Sheng asks, "Oh, please, can you make sure we will need to make an account? So can you please just stay close to Ko and Sigyn and whoever that peasant girl was? If you could stay near them, we need to pull them in to make account."
I believe you are referring to Megumi.
Yes, right. I'm sure you know. You take care of that.
Of course, I will see to it.
Sweet. Cool. So then you will head off. Where Ko was going to speak to Saul as well, right? So I imagine Ko was probably interceding herself within this delegation.
Yeah, I think because of my spaciness, I think the delegation probably have come in before me and probably announced their presence to Saul. And I will fly in through the window, my kind of staff retracting as I come in to make space to fit through the window, and I will come to a skidding halt.
Cool. I like that her coming in. Just to kind of restate, I don't imagine the air shapers ever wanting to be cooped up in a building unless they have to, and since they're in charge, they're kind of out in an open space, not far from where the kites and where the Earth Shapers first came in. So there's wind all around and banners.
Ignore the window.
Yes. Yeah, so not window, but still coming in and skidding to the hall. Yeah, so we'll have, like, as Ko's coming in, we have a little bit of an overdub of the Earth Shaper leaders, like, angrily reporting what has happened, and then the lava, and they're talking about the lava spirit. They're basically giving the exposition we've already heard, like, earlier minutes ago. And that's when Ko comes skidding in, and Saul and a couple of the other Earth Shapers, their attention is attracted over to Ko, and one of the Earth Shapers is going to move forward, like, "Who are you?" Like, they don't recognize you from moments earlier, but what are you doing here?
Ko.
This is for the leaders, young one. You've done your service.
Oh, I need to tell Saul something, sir. I did the thing.
Saul his hand up to the Earth Shaper and says, "Come, young Ko. What have you done?"
I found them.
Ah,
They're there.
excellent work, Ko. He has this little smile, like his normal, like, "I'm a total awesome guy." He breaks for a moment and just has this little smile, like, "Oh, Ko. Yes, thank you so much. Is there anything you need, young lady?"
Can I go play with the butterflies?
Of course.
Okay, bye. I run off.
Nice. And then they go back to their delegation. So we kind of pan back into Goro here with him being sent off to mind the witnesses. What is he doing? Is he feeling dejected? Like, do we have any read on what his opinion is about this?
No, he's not dejected. He's, he's dedicated. So he's, I imagine that I can just see Ko sort of storming out just after Goro has left. Like, hey, but Go, wait for me.
Oh, let's follow that. So where is it Ko goes out to find butterflies? Where would she end up? We have a running Goro to try to catch up to you.
It really depends on the butterflies and what they choose.
That's a fair point. You have found a small, I don't know what a flock of butterflies is called. I'm sure someone knows.
I think we discussed this last time, and
Yes,
we did.
Kaleidoscope, I think, was mentioned.
You're right. Last time we played, we did look it up. It was kaleidoscope. There is a small kaleidoscope of butterflies that are not far from the fairgrounds itself, where nothing's been cordoned off and there aren't the tromps of feet, so there's still flowers, and there's a honeysuckle bush, and then there are some small purple flowers that are set in a little field, and that's where Ko is at the moment when Goro comes up to her. And was Ko just like, does she have butterflies on her, or
she's got one on her. She's like, she's sat herself down in like the was it the lotus position, whatever, and has a butterfly on her nose that she's looking at cross-eyed, and kind of just wiggling her nose slightly to get a better view of it.
Go.
Hello, Goro.
Did I catch you at a bad time, perhaps? I'm
No.
afraid that this is important.
More important than butterflies?
Pretty much anything is more important than butterflies. I was tasked by Sal to ensure your safety and that of Megumi and Sigen.
You're worried about the butterflies?
We are not. It's not so much the worry about the butterflies. It's the worry that since yourself and Megumi and myself were at the scene of where the Earthshapers were being held, well, where they were being delayed, that's perhaps there might be some consequences, perhaps from Tacha or another direction, if other people might be involved somehow. So, if you do not mind, I would very much like to get you, Megumi, and Sigen together. That would make my task easier.
Okay.
Oh, no, that was easy. Well, thank you. Then let us look for the others.
Cool. So we used that to smash cut with the two of you walking out of the butterfly, the kaleidoscope flower area, and immediately we smash cut over to someone getting thrown from a huge buffa cow, and there are these fences, like these split rail fences that have been hastily thrown up to set up a buffa cow wrangling area, and this is just this huge, they've got the septum ring piercing in this big ring and this gargantuan buffa cow these awesome horns that look wicked, and it's got these fiery red eyes, and it paws at the ground. The one person who's been thrown off just scrambles away, scared, and all the crowd's like, "Ooh!" And one of the air shapers who's there helping to run the cow wrangling, she has like a megaphone, and she's able to use the wind, and she calls out, "Oh, it appears that the devil dog has thrown yet another rider. Can anyone here wrangle the devil dog and win the tournament?" And then we kind of cut over, and there's Umiko and Megumi, and you're standing at this one of the areas of the split rail fence, and we notice, those who are into Easter eggs, you notice that the kid with the buffa cow hairy palm is sitting right by, just slightly in shot, just right by Umiko, because that's her new hero. So that's what we get, and of course there's dust kicked up everywhere, and you get this huge, monstrous, like 7-foot tall buffa cow. Nobody has been able to tame, and it's thrown like 15 riders.
Well, I was going to help with the questing and stuff, but if Goro says that we're not in imminent danger.
No, we're not. Are you gonna go in there with those huge things?
It's a buffer cow. You just need to know how to handle them.
Sure. A lot of water between me and them.
That's also a way, but it doesn't really look as good.
Do you mind if I stay on this side of the fence?
No, that's probably best.
Okay, thank you.
I'll be right back with that trophy.
Stay safe.
Oh, what's the trophy look like, Megumi?
Well, it has big buffer cow horns.
Very cool, very cool. Awesome. So yeah, we'll say that is that the trophy itself, if it were an earther trophy, it would be made of like gold or some precious metal, but because it's being hosted by the air shapers, it's like this fine glass. So it's very heavy and very sturdy, but you can actually see
sturdy.
through it.
That's good.
Yeah. Yes, it's big, thick glass, but glass because it's prettier and it looks like the wind. Okay. So then the air shaper says, "Oh, it appears a new challenger approaches," and they have I don't know. Do you think they would have like rodeo workers who will come and try to corral the buffalo and buffa cow and bring it over for you to mount it? You think that makes sense?
Probably, yes.
Nice. Cool. So we kind of, a little bit of time passes, and Megumi is getting on top of the back of the buffa cow's neck, and you've got like a rope that you can wrap around your wrist, and that's when Goro and Ko come walking up with Sigyn, because you found Sigyn, and now the three of you are coming up. "Oh, I think that they went to see the buffa cows," and boo, Sigyn from behind the two of you says, "Is that Megumi?"
Yeah!
And then, boom, the red-eyed buffa cow bursts out as soon as the fence is opened up and starts bucking like crazy. And now, Megumi, you are in the heat of battle here with this buffa cow. Can you defeat this buffa cow? That is a question that we have to know. This is crazy. Who saw a buffa cow wrangling in the middle of this game? I did not, and I love it. So how do we defeat them? What makes sense? Are we...
I would say solid.
Solid? Yeah, moving with... let's see. No, not moving with intention. Standing fast? Yeah, do you stand fast? Do you react under... How do you act in under pressure here as this thing tries to toss you? The devil dog.
Yes.
Cool, let's see how it goes.
Okay. Oops.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wait, this is where I have to spend chi or something, right?
I think it might be when you might want to do that.
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
What happens if I do spend it?
Experience ostrich horse.
No, that's if I don't spend it. Then I get
If
experience.
if you don't spend it, I get a hard move, and you get a chi. If you do spend the chi, then you bump that up to a mixed success, 1 chi. 7, 8, or 9, I'll offer you a tough choice, hard bargain, or dangerous outcome. If you spend... Can you spend 2 chi? I actually am unclear on that. Let me look real quick.
Okay.
Can we spend 2? You get 1 chi. Upgrade. Can you spend 2 chi? You do a double upgrade. Hold
I
on,
think
let
it
me search
seems
in the
fair
handbook.
that you could, because you're giving away a lot of chi.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a
it seems like
big
it, but it's...
sacrifice.
Well, if you search for the word spend and 2 back to back, it's not in the book. Neither is spend 2 written out. We're going to say you can, so if you want to spend 2 chi, you can take yourself up to a 10. And a 10 on a stand fast means that you do it no problem. Which means you defeat the...
I'll bump myself up to a 7, 8, 9.
Oh, sweet. All right. You are able to tame the devil dog if you are willing to suffer a... Let me make sure I'm stating the wound levels correctly. Click on the button, Rich. If you are willing to undergo a... I think you don't have no wounds at this point,
Nope.
correct?
Nope.
Cool. So then you would have to take a wound. It would be a mild wound of severely saddle sore.
Okay. I'll do that.
Awesome. So Ko, Goro, and Umiko, you all 3 see... you see Megumi get like bounced up and down. This goes on for a good 5 minutes before the devil dog finally just kind of rests, and then after a few minutes we've got like a butterfly kind of flying past, and the devil dog is bent down and is chewing on some grass, and Megumi, you're sitting on top of the buffa cow. You have ridden it. You have broken this buffa cow. What do you do?
I yell a lot. And I sort of sit there because it's really hard and going to be very hard to get off of there. Does it have like a rope? It had a rope, right? Can I have like rope burns on my hand to have something like?
Oh
this?
yeah, rope burns in your hand, saddle sores, all the wounds that are all mild.
Okay. Well, I'll yell to the crowd, and then eventually I will get off.
Cool. Yeah, a couple of the guys who helped to wrangle it before and kind of pull it back into the chute, they come rushing out, and one of them will lead the devil dog off. And there's sticky buns are thrown your way. Half of them, because they end up in the person's hand who's trying to throw them. And flowers, and even a few koku. You make about 6 or 7 koku, little coin, and you end up with the huge buffa cow horn trophy there for your efforts of wrangling the buffa cow.
Yay! Then I go find my friends.
Cool. So Megumi makes her way back over to you, Umiko. I assume that if you want, Goro and Shigen, if all you've made your way back over to that area and you get the victorious and heroic Megumi and her giant, very heavy trophy.
Sorry, Rich, you were cutting off a little bit? Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So, can I assume I can talk to Goro before Megumi is back?
Yes, you may. We can have that as Megumi's getting her trophy and stuff.
Okay. Oh, okay. I guess.
and go.
Thank you, director. So, Goro.
Miko, it's good to see you again.
Yes, I'm sorry. This is kind of urgent. Megumi has a plan, and I am not sure if it's entirely safe. So, I'm looking around if I see Ko anywhere, because I know her tendency to talk about stuff.
Rich did mention a butterfly.
She's what?
Rich mentioned a butterfly.
Oh, okay, so Ko is there. So Megumi is thinking about going to the Fire Shapers camp and pose as one of their servants to find out more information. And her
Oh,
yes,
Megumi
she,
is foolish and foolhardy. She should take more care in her actions, and she should be not so.
that might be one way to put it. Maybe she's also, kind and loving and trying to help. I don't know, but she's also saying that her plan for her safety is that she's just going to scream very loud so Ko will come save her if something happens. I don't think this is a smart plan, but we should probably.
Crash cut to Ko trying to grab up butterflies in the middle of the field.
Is that Ko in the field? Oh boy.
You see, I've been sworn to protect the two of them, actually.
Oh, good luck with that.
So if you'll give me a moment.
Yes.
I think just because Ko is being so blatantly dangerous in her actions, I'm probably just like I stamp on foot on the floor, and I sort of launch like I make a piece of earth shoot out from under her, so she gets sort of catapulted out of the ring towards us again.
That's insane. I love that. I have to see that as an Urshi. Like, let's see dice on that, because that's too cool. Oh, and meanwhile, as mentioned in chat, I have to highlight this is great. So during the conversation about what Megumi's big plan is, she's trying to carry the huge trophy over towards you guys, and then she ends up tipping like almost over, and then almost drops it, and then she drops it, and then she picks it back up.
I almost have it. I have it. It's fine. No need. I'm good. Oops.
Yep, and then Ko in the middle, like plagued with the butterflies and the Buffacalpaudes. That's when we have some earth shaping that takes place.
8.
8. Cool, with an 8.
Sorry, my sheet
I
is
think you had a tag, right? Sorry.
Yeah, I think the appropriate tag here is still sort of. I mean, slingshot is not quite the right word, but I'm still going to use that tag.
I'm good with that. That sounds good. Unless Ko wants to oppose it, I think that sounds cool to me.
Ko is fine with that.
Yes, well, Ko, you are brought through the air. Not a big deal. Just not an air that you chose. And yeah, you're brought back.
I just lightly drop, and with my hands cupping a butterfly, which I let go.
You actually got a butterfly?
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you, Umiko. Hey, Umiko.
Hi.
Ko, I
Goro.
told you specifically that I was to look after your safety. Now, walking into a pan with wild buffer cows is not particularly good for your safety. So if you would please be a little bit more careful.
There wasn't a buffer carrying when I went in there, I think.
Not yet, but they were going to release one soon. So please.
Oh, okay.
Oh well. Thank you.
What?
So where's Megumi?
Hey, you guys!
Oh, she's behind the trophy.
Congratulations, Megumi.
Thank you. That wasn't harder as riding buffalo cows back home. Well, maybe a little bit.
Well done, Megumi.
Hi.
That's one huge trophy you got there.
Yeah, it is.
How are you gonna get that thing back home?
Very slowly. Maybe Ko can help.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Yes. See, it has buffalo cow horns.
It does. It looks pretty nice.
I have little bits of like sticky bun stuck to me, and then there's flowers stuck to the sticky buns.
Congratulations on your achievement. I'm happy that you were not.
Jan, you're muted.
Megumi, though congratulations on your achievements, and I'm glad that you were not hurt. I should inform you that I was requested to look after your safety, considering the fact that you were one of the people who was at the event where the Earth Nation leaders were being held up, and there's concern that perhaps you might be your safety might be not quite guaranteed because of it.
And this makes you angry somehow?
I would very much, though again, I congratulate you on not getting hurt in the ring. Please try not to get into situations where you might get hurt. It would not look good on my record.
Do you want me not to get hurt because it wouldn't look good on your record?
And because if we need to bring the case of Dacia to a court of some sort, then your statements would be required.
Well, I wouldn't want to get in the way of the statements and the requirements.
Yes, so please keep safe. Thank you.
Also, we like you, so we would like to see you stay safe. Did you try the sticky buns already?
I tip my trophy over so it then lands on Goro's toes.
Horn first.
His horns are pretty sharp.
Yeah. I think I'm not going to give you a tag of damage, but yeah, you'll get a bruise on your toe there from Gumi's displeasure. Sigan chuckles and he moves forward. Umiko, correct? By the way, I don't remember if I gave a very strong description of Sigan in the last game, so I'll just say he looks like this.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's this Sigan.
All right.
His cell shading is so much better than ours.
I know. He paid extra for that. He says, Umiko, correct?
Yes.
Yes, I have heard that you rose to the summit of Red Mountain.
I did, in fact. With Ko here.
I did too.
Oh,
You did?
I had not heard that.
Yes, her help was that was much needed.
I got a wolf bite in my hair. Not now, then.
You did not mention that when we met, but that's impressive, especially for one so young.
I know.
Yeah, Sigan chuckles at that. Says, "Well, it is nice to meet you, Umiko.
Nice
I've
to
heard
meet you too.
a great deal about you, and I'm sorry for your loss."
Thank you for your kind words.
He's got the, he's definitely Fire Nation. He has on his gi, he has like these flames that kind of rise up. They're embroidered in. They're very, very nice and fancy, and there are all kinds of sigils for where he's from. And he's quite proud of being Fire Nation. He says, "You are friends with Megumi and the others."
Yes.
Interesting. So multicultural. That is interesting.
Well, life sometimes takes you to places and situations where you didn't expect you to be. So.
So after you guys meet up, in the distance and then growing across the festival, you start to hear some drums, and it is the sound for everybody except for Imuko. You are aware that this is the sound of this is the drum call for the champions. This is the call to action for all of those who wish to participate in the tournament of the Festival of the Four, or any that wishes to show their elemental shaping and their martial prowess. They need to come forward and submit their names. And for most of the communities of the Shapers, that means you could be selected. And then for there's some who just pull strings and Some have a pecking order. Some of them have a strata. But are any of the three of you Shapers planning on participating in the tournament for the Festival of the Four?
Absolutely.
My love letter implies it, so yes.
Good reading skills, Ko.
I
You've been
am
encouraged.
thinking that maybe the tournament is a good point where I can go help Megumi with the plan.
Ooh, that's neat. I like that dual action. That's really cool. All right. So let's fast forward a little bit to the beginning of the plan. The plan. I use in quotes because it's a great plan, so it needs quotes. As well as the participation in the tournament. Cool. So I think let's see, we've got, just checking for time, we have a little less than an hour, right?
Yeah, I have to be done in like 10:30, the very latest.
Okay. I'm not sure if this goes a full hour, to be honest with you, so we'll see.
Okay.
Cool. So we will have a tournament, and I think since we're in March, why not? We'll kind of bite off of the NCAA. So we'll have like these brackets that are put up on these wooden slats that are displayed up, and the air shapers, they have a huge display that's way up in the sky. There's this very intricate setup to show all of the names of the different competitors, and they have them mashed up to where pretty much you're going to stay within your element and work your way up until you come into like the final four, as it were. We'll have each of the different elements, and then there will be, like water against fire and earth against air, and then the winner of those two will be, the overall championship for the Festival of the Four. And so each of those who participate, Ko and Goro and Sigyn also is participating in the tournament. Your names are thrown in, and we'll figure out a few of the combats. So Ko and Goro, I am curious though, do you primarily, you're going to be facing all of your own style, your own element for the majority of the tournament, possibly for your entire tenure within the tournament if you don't make your way out of those brackets. Do you hang out with mostly air shapers, Ko? Goro, do you hang out with mostly earth shapers, or do you stay keeping an eye on the others? Goro?
Normally, I would totally have spent most of my time among the earth shapers. However, considering the promises I've made, or perhaps I could even call them oats. No.
You could for tea.
But I will try. I will actually be around Megumi, Ko, and Sigyn a lot.
Okay, so you're going to try to keep tabs
Yes.
on them. What's Ko doing during the tournament when she's not actively participating?
There's a tree off to one side that kind of got a blossom that's just slowly falling down off it occasionally. I'm just staring at that.
Okay, I'll give you a chief for being spacey. That's awesome. Goro's been pretty darn dedicated here, so we'll go with that. I think Crazy Plans is a shocker that Megumi needs to buy. I don't know if you can even buy a shocker, but that needs to happen. Cool. So let's skip ahead. So we have everyone forming up into their different element groups to prepare in some of the early fights, and this is a thing that's going to last. It's going to last for hours, right? This is the highlight of the tournament, and it is of course hopeful that now that the Earth Shapers are here, we can get back to the fun part of the Festival of the Four, right? A lot of people are ignoring, and most of them don't even know about the reason that the Earth Shapers weren't there. A lot of the word among the festival is they just want to make a showy entrance. Maybe they were pushing for some kind of trade negotiations with the Water Shapers. There was a harbor I've heard that there's a bit of a tussle about. So it's probably politics. So that's what a lot of people have told me. That's the cover story that's going on now. Now, Megumi and Umiko, your plan is to try to infiltrate the kind of the section of tents in the area where the Fire Nation generally is. How are you pulling that off?
Well, I can pose as a servant, and I even have a move for that.
You do? That is
do.
so witty. I wonder if your Water Shaper friend has a... No, I don't think she does. Okay, so what's your...
I am thinking that I am staying a little bit in the background, and only if she really needs help, I will be there, hopefully doing something useful. I don't really know what yet, so... I just figured that I don't want to leave her alone with this dangerous plan. Somebody needs to be there.
That's great.
Goro can't really, be in all the places at the same time, so I'm not letting him know because obviously, he made the oath to keep them safe, so I'm just trying to be helpful without him knowing.
Cool.
Don't want to step on his toes or anything.
All the way as we're walking through to the Fire Nation part, I'm like ranting to you about Koro and like his reputation is on the line and his procedure and blah blah blah. He doesn't care, but he doesn't care if I die in fire or whatever. He's so infuriating.
I let it go. I'm sure he cares. He's really bad with words. That's not where his strength lies. Not in the words.
Yeah, all his strengths are in his arms. He has all the emotions of a rock.
Maybe, but he's not very good at showing any emotions.
Pisses me off.
I can fully understand that.
Thinks he's so important. Every time someone gives him a job, it's like the most important thing ever.
He sort of is important. But yeah, I get your point. I do understand that he does care somewhere deep in his heart. I'm sure of that.
He cares about Goro.
Well, it's a good start.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, let's just solve this entire problem, shall we?
I like the sound of that.
All right. I think you are using the move called Out of Focus, are you not?
Yes.
All right. So read to us Out of Focus, and let's set the scene.
When you act like you belong, to avoid drawing attention or to give commands, roll plus solid to observe carefully or speak honorably. And I am looking to observe carefully.
Cool. So does Megumi actually, find some ruddy colored peasant clothing? All right, awesome. So she's dressed a little bit.
Yeah, and she'll take the flowers and sticky buns out of her hair, and then on her way and grab a tray or whatever is around, and be all servant-like.
Cool. She'll make her way towards the forges. I think that would be a cool thing they've set up, right? The great hearth. And that's what the Fire Nation sets up to show off. That's their little. Imagine it's kind of like Rich is dumb. Imagine it's a little bit like Epcot. Like they have their little thing to show off their part of the culture, right? So then we have this huge lake that the water shapers will have, and the air shapers they had the kites until there was that problem, and then over the fire they have the great hearth, and they have this fire that they all keep going throughout for the entire of the festival. The four there are different fire shapers who are there keeping it roaring and hot. And yes, you mix in with all the different peoples of the Fire Nation. And they've got a bunch of metal forged goods. This is a big thing that the Fire Nation has. They have the best swords, and they have all kinds of mechanical devices. And they really push for progress, right? Metalworking is a big part of the thing. Which, by the way, I thought was really cool that the Fire Shaping Playbook does have metal shaping as one of the moves that you can take, which I thought was really cool, because when that you rewatch the Avatar stuff, you're like, wow, that's right, they have metal all over the place, so it makes sense. Cool. So you want to get close, so you can find that Tatcha, hothead that he is, he wait, wasn't that Earth? Wait, what? Is that wrong? Or is that not related to this thing? I just saw a thing in the chat.
It's the Earth Shapers have...
You're right, it is the Earth Shapers that have that. Oh, crap. No, thank you for saying that. Alright, cool, so they have a big hearth. They have a lot of metal stuff, though. They have the big metal ships, right? In the Avatar, they had the huge metal ships. They always had guns and stuff, whereas
Yes.
the Earth Shapers... Huh. But you're right, though. The Earth Shapers are the ones that have metal bending, and that's also in Legend of Korra. They were all the metal shapers. That's where I got all mixed up.
The Fire Nation has the kilns to make the metal, but the Earthbenders can actually shape it.
There you go. So the
I said Bender once. Oh, sorry.
Oh, yes! Pick it up. Ting! Alright, we're up to 4.
Twice, because he had to mention it.
Second one it counts.
Oh, it's up there. Okay, so let's retract. There is a lot of metal among the Fire Nation because they fire the forges that create them. But there's a lot of metal working among the Earth Shapers, and you're right, it's right there, metal shaping right by Earth Shaping. I saw it because I was looking at the playbook for Goro, and that's where I went, oh yeah, metal shaping, how cool. But then Rich decided to bleed it over, so... Okay, so while using your awesome peasant move, you have the ability to kind of over here. You can observe carefully or speak honorably. So let's say you get to use solid for that, which I think is a pretty good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So let's say that you're able to insinuate yourself where Tatcha is speaking to some of the other Fire Nation. Some of the other leaders, right? There are a few of the leaders, including Lai and as well as Yuli. The two of them are an old couple who have led the Fire Nation for the last, say, 30 years. So they're kind of in retirement. They're advisors to Tatcha, who is now the speaker for the Fire Nation in this, and. He's explained, this is very concerning. We have been accused of convincing the lava spirits to erupt. And I'm telling you, I don't know who is responsible for this. Obviously it was a fire shaper. And the elderly couple, they're listening and saying, this is concerning to us. Whoever did this, they did it under your regime. You were the leader, and you are responsible. Tatcha says, I understand that. I'm well aware, but there is no way that I can allow for any conflict to take place until we know for sure who it was that did it. And so, no, we're not going to capitulate to the demands of the Earth Shapers, and we will continue the festival until we have found out who is responsible for this. So he's arguing very vehemently with his advisors that no, he's not. He's not going to give in to these Earth Shapers. That he definitely wants to find who's responsible for it, because it's only right that the Fire Nation present who the real culprit is before they come to the table to negotiate. That's his point that he's arguing at the point that you're watching. Is there anything that you want to do while you're observing?
Oh, no. I'm happy to observe and learn as much. I'm not about to jump out and go, right for sure. No.
Awesome. Well, if you wish, I think you're observing something carefully here.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wish to roll plus solid.
I will. Wow, what is with my rolls today? I have the worst rolls.
Worst rolls. I love all the chi. I'm eating all the chi. Gobble it up. Power all my plots. So different from the first session where I'm like, I can't buy a chi.
I can't buy a chi. I'm getting all the chi. Yeah, I will bump that up to a 6, 7 to 9.
All right, 7 to 9. You may ask one question.
That should be, what should I be watching for?
What should you be watching for?
Because I know what isn't as it appears to be.
You should be watching for the fact that Tasha's going to look for a scapegoat.
Yeah.
And he is basically setting this up with his advisors and very publicly claiming that that's all he wants, is to find who the guilty party is, and then he can reach an amicable solution with the Earthshapers.
Yes.
That's what you should watch out for.
After I already answers, I can add a tag or environmental tag describing the situation, right?
You can.
Can I put a tag on the couple? Or is that...
Oh, that sounds interesting. What are you proposing? And then maybe we can find a way to do that.
I would like to add the tag suspicious to them.
I like that. All right, cool. So to restate, and I'll type it into the chat. This is the elderly couple of Lai, L-A-I, and Zuli, advisors to Tasha. Spell check advisors, because I screwed it up. There we go. And they have the tag of suspicious.
Yes. They're not fully buying this.
Cool. So let's cut back to the tournament, and then we'll come back to Megumi extricating herself from her deep cover mission. By the way, if you got a mixed success on any of the actions, I was thinking like, oh, you can get away with that, but you're gonna have to let Umiko like dangle. But that was gonna be my fail condition for you if you hadn't spent that chi. Nice. All right, so let's see who is the first person we see in combat. Is it Goro or Ko that's participating in the tournament?
Alphabetical order.
Goro? Be Goro. Rich had to think for a second.
Yeah, I also had to do that.
I was like, Alex? Alex is way before Jan. Wait, no, characters. Okay. Cool, Goro.
My hair shaping is not up to scratch.
Yes.
I think you are facing off with Yin Ting, who is an Earth Shaper of your caliber. She has been matched against you because the two of you are
the best caliber.
Right. She's amazingness. She's a metal shaper because Rich just discovered that because someone pointed it out. So she's a metal shaper, and she is she's just a little bit younger than you, Goro. Not nearly as muscular, but her ability to bend metal is pretty scary. She has these like metal whips that she uses in combat, and she's pretty cocky. And she has that. I think it's like the character Ivy from what's that fighting game? I want to say, is it Soul Calibur? Where you have the sword that's kind of like the snaky sword, the flexible sword. I think that's what she.
I know which one you mean. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. So like Ivy, so where she has the sword that is in a bunch of pieces that has this wire type of gut so you can snap it out and bring it back again. That's how she fights. And of
I
course,
see.
there are water shapers who are here to heal people if they get overly injured or if they cry about it. Yeah. So there's Yinting, and she smiles. She goes, "Oh, I am so thankful that I get to face someone to help me get warmed up, Goro."
Hmm. You might find yourself being cooled down, but that's quite all right.
Cool. So the two of you face off. So let's see. What's the opening move that we see from Goro?
I'm not actually doing well. My opening move is waiting, but I'm trying to get a sense of what she's trying to do.
Okay,
So
cool.
I'm doing a vibration sense or an observe carefully.
Nice. Okay. So if you want to observe her carefully, what she does, there's no hesitation. From the moment that Saul says, begin, he does the old begin. A little more Mortal Kombat there. She comes running forward with her flexible swords, kind of whipping around on either side, and she's going straight all attack from the very first second. No, she's going to whittle you down and wear you down as hard as she can. Now imagine that you're trying to observe carefully so you can get some advantages. Let's see the roll.
Oh, ow. Okay, no, I think I'm losing this one.
Someone gets a chi today.
I'm not going. I'm not going to. Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to even try and win this one. I have
Cool.
more important stuff to do anyway. Also, I roll over.
Did you get an advance?
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Are you okay with us narrating you losing this fight then?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I think that Goro is that my initial thought going into this was already he's way too focused on the other people that he needs to protect that he's not going to get far in this tournament anyway. So this was actually my dice told my story.
It's so
really
cool.
well.
It's really cool. Yeah, so you take a moment to observe carefully, but Yinting is all attack, and she's faster than you anticipated. Plus, you are distracted. And we even have a few camera moments. You looking back over to where Ko is, and then glancing over to where you thought you saw Megumi and Umiko, and Sigen's there, but he's soon going to have to compete as well. And within short order, she has wrapped both of the swords around you, and yeah, she defeats you pretty handily. I mean, it's one of those where they call it pretty quickly before any real wounds happen. But I'm going to say that you take a mild consequence or a mild tag, and
Right.
we'll say that you've been. We should go with you've been wounded. You've gotten some cuts along your
Yep.
along your arms. Yeah, we'll go with that. And then Yinting advances. So cool. We switch over and we come to the tournament where the two air shapers are facing off against each other. So we're going to go with Jinhua. She is facing off with Ko. How is it that you know Jinhua, Ko?
I think I annoyed her in some way with my spaciness, or kind of just wandering into a situation. Though the code doesn't really remember exactly because he wasn't paying attention.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, so we have the face-off between the two of you, and I assume, well, we'll get to Ko. First, we see the impressive martial arts of Jinhua. She does this kind of flying spin kick, and the wind whips around in her hair. She's got this wild... She does not keep her hair in any kind of bun or anything, so it's always flying around like a crazy lion's mane. She does all these crazy forms, and then she stands there, and she's barely even breathing, just right through her nostrils. And then the camera pans over, and we see Ko. What is Ko's warm up when the match is about to begin?
She just walks into the arena.
That's awesome. It's very
Just a little
tough. I love
staff.
that. Sweet. So what is the intention from Ko when she faces off with Jinhua?
I think she's going because I doesn't like hurting people, but I think she's going to just try and avoid being hit.
Nice.
I think she's going to redirect.
Oh, that's cool. I like that a lot. Well, it is not long before you need to redirect, because immediately Jinhua pulls up her hand and starts just basically cupping air and throwing it at you in these kind of hard balls of air and force. And so you will need to redirect that, or you're going to be eating it.
Yeah. I'm just going to double check what bonus I get for redirecting. It's fluid, so +1.
+1, it's an 8.
Yeah.
You taking that? On a 10 or greater, you could strike her back. On a 7, 8, or 9, you redirect it, and I get to choose where it goes.
I think you get to choose where it goes.
All right, cool. So she throws a total of 5 balls of air, like force, at you, and are you using the staff to kind of swat them aside, or your hands, or?
I kind of catching them as I go into a spin and just then letting go in another direction.
Nice. So you do the beautiful moves of redirection, and they spin off, and one of them slams into like the earthen mountain that shadows over this area where all of the Earth Shapers had arrived, and you're able to redirect it. No one gets hurt, but they're all redirected just away from you, and you're still facing against Jinhua. And she laughs like, "Huh, good, you've learned something." And then she closes forward, comes forward with like an eagle claw attack, so she's going to try to actually put hands on you and attack you.
Okay, I think it's time for some. I think I want to just stop her movement and just contain her.
Ooh, neat.
So.
All right, so let's see what makes
air
sense
shaping.
there. Oh, you air shaping? Oh, cool.
Air
Continue with
shaping.
air shaping. I love that.
No.
Sweet. So when you manipulate the air to control the area, roll plus natural.
+2.
Wow. So you roll 6 plus 2, 8. On a 7 or greater, you can choose 1. On a 10 or greater, you can also add 1 to your rolls until you stop moving. Ooh, that would be nice.
Okay, I think I'm going to bump it up. I am bumping it up to a full success.
All right. What do you choose as your option?
I immobilize a foe. I'm going to try and basically want to sweep out from underneath her feet and then just keep spinning the air so she doesn't hit the ground when she falls over. She actually just keeps rotating in the air like she has no gravity almost.
Oh,
Except
that's
the wind's
beautiful.
around her.
I love it. Cool. So, and you're keeping moving because you want to keep hold of the advantage that you just bought. Paid hard for that chi. Guys, I've got so much chi. I could advance all my plots for like the rest of Legend of the Elements forever and ever. I love this. I love it. Sweet. So, Jinhua, she's kind of spinning around. It's like she's in the middle of tumble dry, but she is not giving up. Even though she has the tag on her of disoriented, she is going to just lash out with this huge just air ball of force taken in every direction because you are the closest target. So she's going to try to buffet you down with this huge woof of air.
I want to basically sweep up the whole of that blast and just redirect it back at her.
Oh, that's nice. Nice. Okay. If you successfully redirect this onto her, it will take her out and you'll win this match. Don't forget you have a +1, and you are using plus fluid, so you get a +2 here.
Yeah.
Now, she is disoriented. You could use that tag as well. So that could give you a +3.
That gets me to a 9. I'm burning through my chi. I'm full success.
Yes!
It
Is
all
it
goes
9 with
right.
your +3?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she rolled. Rolled a 6. Sweet. So you boot that up. What does it look like when you redirect her like giant wind buffet?
Basically, as I think her kind of force doesn't go out all at once. It's kind of more like she's sending a sweep of a circle around her that's blasting out. So
Yeah.
I'm just basically, as that comes out, I gather it with like a gesture of my arm, like I'm stirring the air, and it just builds and builds as I gather all of it, the force, and then it all just hits her basically in the back of the head where she started the motion.
Oh, that's awesome. Yes, and you win the match. She's still she's no longer moving. Her wild hair's flying around. She's moving in that she's you're moving her, but she's not moving on her own. Her head kind of lolls to the side. You've basically knocked the wind out of her and knocked her out, and a big roar from the populace comes up, and everybody at the Festival of the Four will remember how much control you showed, how powerful you are, Ko. People will remember this. It's very cool. Awesome, and you win that match. So now we'll skip to Megumi as you're coming out of where you have eavesdropped upon the Fire Nation. You come back out to Umiko. Umiko, what were you doing to pass the time? You ended up kind of positioned, trying to watch her. So you were underneath the lanterns, like there were these rows of like several hundred red lanterns. And there were a few kind of cool bamboo poles to help to hold them up on strings. So that's where you're at right now. Is there anything you were doing to try to blend in or not attract any attention? Just like, what do we see Umiko doing?
I am just pretending to be watching the pretty roses, mostly, while I'm trying to keep my eye on Megumi.
Nice. Cool.
So, I'm
and
halfway
Megumi
behind
somehow.
the roses.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Umiko.
Nothing. I'm just halfway behind the roses and kind of, looking behind them, and very obvious in what I'm doing.
Very inconspicuous.
Yes.
Megumi, as part of her cover, has picked up a cat somehow, and you make your way back to Umiko. Megumi.
Fire cat. They're all over the place.
And they exhale little puffs of smoke come out the nostrils. Yeah, so when you come back, what do you tell Umiko, or do you want to just kind of skip ahead to getting back to everybody else, or what are you doing?
I don't know. I was like, "Hi, okay, I think we can go now."
What did you find out?
Well, Tacha, he's trying to keep it a secret that it was actually him who made the fire spirit, a lava spirit, angry, and he's going to find a scapegoat, like someone to put it on, like another, fire shaper. But there was also this couple there, and they were like his advisors, but they looked really smart and stuff, and I'm not sure if they totally bought it.
Wow, you really found some good piece of information there. Good job.
I know.
I'm sure Korra will be really proud of you. He should be.
Well, maybe we just shouldn't tell him, because he'll just be pissed off anyway and be responsible for your safety.
We can just put a bucket of water on him then, right?
That would be interesting.
It would, actually.
Also, they had the best snacks in there.
They do?
I should make those for next year.
No, what do they have?
Oh,
Is
like
it
the
stickier
little sort
than
of
this year's?
little hot puff pastry things. Not very sticky, but still good.
Okay. That sounds amazing.
Okay. What do you think of Sijin?
What do you mean, what I think of him?
Oh, he's nice. You haven't met him before, right?
No, I haven't, actually. He seems to be a nice guy.
He helped us a lot, and he's not a hothead for, a fire shaper.
He's not?
No, not really. Well, maybe a little bit.
I think it comes with the profession.
I guess so. Anyhow, we should be getting back, I guess.
Yeah. I think we should totally tell. Well, you should totally tell Korra.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see. I'm keeping this cat. This cat's cool.
Yeah, sure. It's pretty cute. I hope it's not gonna catch fire coming from the fire, camp.
Maybe you're right. Okay, I'm sorry, Kat. You have to go.
Cool. So, Umiko and Megumi, you're able to meet back up with Goro, who does not appear to be participating in the tournament. He does have some cuts along his forearms. Not too bad. He got some healing, so he's.
It just looks even more sexy.
Does it adds to the sexiness that is a normal part of Goro.
It's infuriating scars.
Infuriating scars. That's the best advantage ever. Cool. So, and it looks like she is still participating in the tournament. She has just won a match, and will be advancing on to face against the Earth Shaper, which turns out is actually Yenting. What do the three of you want to do while Ko is fighting in the tournament?
Support Ko?
Make sure that Ko is safe.
Okay, well, she's not going anywhere.
Well, I don't know. Have you met
Might be
Ko?
butterflies.
Cool. Anything you want to do in the interim, Ko, or do we just pick up with you arriving casually on the next...
I think it's cut straight to standing facing somebody else. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so we come back to the whip sword girl, Yenting, and her metal shaping abilities, which are Earth Shaper skill, not a Fire Shaper thing. And then we whip back over, and again, it is the unimpressive Ko, who is very impressive when she fights, but not so impressive when she shows up. I can see now, and then we cut over, and there are a couple of the kids that we saw earlier who were really impressed with the buffa cows, and one of them saying to the other, she has, like, no showmanship. And the other kid's like, I know! She could, like, spruce it up or something. Yeah, I mean, we're not just here to see fighting. I want to be entertained. No. Do you know how to get rid of the thing? I've heard that you can use a solvent. They're selling it over in the water shaper tent. Solvent? I don't even know what that word means. Here's the GM having a conversation between two NPCs. You're welcome. All right, so let's pick up with I'm horrible and selfish and awful. Yep, I just did the worst sin of any GM ever, but Rich had a flash of inspiration and he couldn't stop himself. Okay. So we pick up with Yenting, who, if you had scouted her, you would know that she attacks immediately at the very first, which, surprise, that's what she does now. So when she comes flying at you with her whip swords extended, what is Ko's reaction here?
Ko just shoots up into the sky.
Nice.
Out of the way of the charge.
Nice. There's an echidnas. Like, no, I'm joking.
Slowly arriving.
Left feather there, like she trips over. No, it would be funny if she tripped over a feather, but no. Okay, so you whip up in the air, and she looks up, and she's. You have to come down sometime. She's whipping the swords around and waiting for you. What do you do?
I wasn't thinking I was going to be up there for very long, but okay.
No, it's animation. You can be up for a few seconds there. Okay, so you whip up in the air. She is still whipping the swords. When you come down, what happens?
I would like to kind of land within reach, like within her reach, like the sword, the whip things are kind of flying around, but I'm too close to her. I basically want to like drop down right, possibly right behind her. She knows I'm right there, but I'm like moving with her.
Okay, awesome. I think that you are trying to gain a position of strength, are you not?
I might be moving with intention. I'm going to have a look.
Yes, in fact, it says underneath moving with, we're on the same page, bro. I was just saying, when you move deliberately to gain a position of strength, roll plus
Oh, yeah.
fluid. We're green. You're moving
Yes.
with intention to try to gain a position over her, so please roll plus fluid. This is a new fight, so you have not kept moving. Your plus one's gone from before.
I've been running around the whole time.
That's great. I'll never stop.
Plus 1, so an 8.
Nice. Does it stay an 8?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. On an 8, 7, 8, or 9, you choose one. What do you want to choose?
I'm going to add a tag on her, and it's going to be behind you.
Nice. Cool. Okay. So her reaction, right? You've landed behind you. She is going to. She has flexible swords, right? She is willing to take a little bit of damage to herself because she knows you're a lot smaller than her. She whips the sword around her back, and she knows it's going to kind of come back around and hit her in the arm. But she's heard that makes you a little sexier if you have a cut on your arm somewhere. She's heard that, so she's going for that, and she's going to whip around, and the blades, they actually kind of bite a little bit when the pieces come around your back and arm, and you're cut as well, so I'm going to give you a mild consequence, or basically a mild tag. We start along the harm track there, and you're cut by the blades. Do you want to stay behind her and react? I imagine you've got that position, so...
Yeah. I want to kind of drop down and kind of push those whip things to keep going, so she can basically wrap herself up in them.
Oh, that's really clever. I like that a lot. Is this a strike? Where you're committing open violence, or are you using your air shaping to try to perform some kind of feat? Or are you still redirecting? There's a lot of options here.
I might be basically immobilizing a foe again, but...
Ooh, okay, I like that. You are behind her, so I'll give you that tag as an advantage. And then you can go ahead and roll plus natural for your air shaping.
And I get plus 1 for the tag?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, you do get that tag, yes.
Yeah. So, 14 or something. Yeah, 14.
Wow.
15.
That's wicked. Sweet. So
14.
You immobilize her with her own swords?
Yeah.
Wow, that's...
So I just send them back around. So
they whip around, and there are little bitty spurts of blood there, because that can't be at all comfortable. And she's going to fall to the ground from the pain, and they're going to call it at that point. Like, yeah. So you've defeated Yinting in.
kind of crouch down, like, hey, you okay?
She opens her eyes. She goes, "I really hate you, but yes." And there's a big cheer, and the two kids, one of them says, "I don't care if it's presentational beforehand. What she does in the ring is great. I know. I'm going to the water shaper tent." Okay, cool. So we'll kind of skip ahead. We jump ahead because I did not realize this would take, but I realized, hey, it'd be fun if we did the tournament, and that's what we're doing. So it's taking up a good deal of time. So let's cut back as Ko is starting to set up. Guess who you face in the tournament at the end. Take a wild guess who this might be. Oh, Alex is muted, so we don't know what his guess is.
The fire guy.
It's the fire guy. That's right. It's Sigyn. You're so smart.
Sigyn, yes. Sigyn.
My very memorable NPC who I put heart and soul into for 2 game sessions now is the fire guy. That's right. No. All right. So Sigyn is who you're gonna face off with. Megumi and Umiko and Goro. You 3 are all going to see that this fight's about to take place. So anything that you're doing in the interim while this, the lead up to the big final part of the tournament of the Festival of the Four.
I'll brief, Goro.
Okay.
Learn.
That was quite foolish of you to step into their own delegation as you did. However, you learned some valuable information. You did well.
Yeah, I know that.
However, as I said, I'm being held responsible for your safety. So please, do try to refrain from
Helping?
such dangerous actions.
Being useful?
Getting yourself in danger. Try to refrain yourself from doing that.
Well, it sounds like we all might still be in a bit of danger, so
Yes.
maybe we all have to work together to solve it, not just you.
I have to make sure that you and the others are safe.
Yes, it's your responsibility. Your reputation is on the line.
Not just that. I don't want any of you to be hurt.
Can you say that while like in the background it's like Ko is flying through the air and lands really hard on something?
Yes, on top of Sigyn. On top of Sigyn, of course. I don't want you two to get hurt as they're beating on each other. Yes.
Yes, we sort of go, yeah. Right. Well, you wouldn't want to, put a smudge on your flawless reputation.
My reputation is not of concern in this case.
Well,
But again, you gained some valuable information. Thank you.
yeah. So maybe next time don't underestimate me.
I won't dare.
Awesome. So we cut back to the crowd swelling and everyone eyes on the slightly raised platform where they have the little dojo fight between Ko and Sigyn. And Sigyn faces he's not super showy or the like. I mean, he's already dressed to look really awesome, and he does the and
Hey, fire guy.
I'm proud to face you, and I wish you the best of luck.
I like your suit.
So do I.
Very fancy. Okay.
He does the thing, and he comes in with a couple of powerful but very controlled forms. He's trying not to get too. He scouted you, and so he knows that anything he throws out this big and showy, you're going to throw right back in his face. So he's trying to stay controlled and get in tight. So that's his attack. He's going to be coming on you. Like, he does not want to let you have much range either. So what's your reaction when he barrels down on you? When Sigyn comes in.
I think I'm. I want to kind of create a kind of big, powerful wind that is kind of dissipating his flames as they come out.
Nice. Sounds like another air shaper.
Yeah. And I do.
Wow. Holy cats. Wow. That's awesome. Okay, so what all have you gotten here with your amazing roll? You used air shaping, you get Integrator, so you get +1 to future rolls. So what did you choose? You chose to immobilize, or were you trying to...
Oh, actually, does that make this move make sense to?
Good point. What was the intent? And
I was basically trying to. This might be more of a tag on him. This might be moving with because I'm trying to basically dissipating. I'm trying to render his fire, kind of remove his weapon, basically his fire
nice.
from the fight.
Okay. So then I think you were trying to gain a position of strength, like you said.
Yeah.
So I think that putting a tag on his target, on the target you're gaining
Yes, that's
position.
still yeah.
Cool. And what you want to do is effectively nullify his fire, fireless, I guess. It's quenched.
Yeah, so I'm quenching his and making me safe from imminent attack.
Awesome.
So I'm guessing or strike is coming towards me, and it's just this blown away.
Nice.
Before
So yeah, you quench the fire. You're able to keep that, and while you're still moving, you can hold that tag onto him. So he will come in with just normal kung fu strikes then, and he'll just try to, if he can disable you, then he can stop your wind shaping ability, your air shaping ability, and his fire will come back. So he grabs you and throws you to the ground. What is your reaction as he's trying to basically stomp you?
Well, I think as I'm thrown, I would like to redirect his attack and basically turn it into a throw of him instead of me.
Nice. Awesome.
It's like he gets pulled along with.
Okay, cool. If you pull this off with a 10, then we'll say that you've effectively won the fight.
I'm going to cheat it.
Yes! Oh, all the chi. Mark that down. I've gotten 6 chi in this game, people. Awesome. Cool. So what's it look like when you redirect this attack and defeat Sigyn?
He kind of he grabs me, throws me, but then he gets pulled along with. And so there's this moment of both of us spinning in the air, and then he gets shot out of that spin, and I just drop down when he gets just rolled along the ground.
Awesome. Cool. The crowd goes crazy, of course. The champion of this tournament has been crowned. The Air Shapers, who are the hosts of this year's Festival of Four, are also the winners of the tournament. As their favored daughter is the one who is the greatest of the fighters. And so we will go ahead, even though there's still this looming over this threat from the Fire Nation, we will bring this game to a close. And everybody please mark where your chi are. We'll talk about any chakras that might have been fulfilled in the last part of the game when we meet back up again in 1 week. So I know that Yoni, you want to take off, so we'll end right at on time. Thank you guys so much for playing Legend of the Elements. I really enjoy playing this game. Your creativity.
Thank you for running it.
Thank you for running it. It is a fun game.
Cool. So we will we'll pick this up again in 1 week. Thank you.
Yay!
All right. See you next week.